22 at Barcelona Venture is restoring a region that is located in the downtown area of Barcelona. They are changing the district into a creative and correspondent group. Before this, the territory was a drained, architecturally significant place that the legislature took and addressed for a change to happen. Barcelona's global group did not have a specific level of engagement with the city. They needed a plan that could happen and change the Pobla Nou into a learning focus. The 22 at Barcelona locale is a goal that speaks to a novel chance to recoup the profitable character of Pobla Nou and to make an essential, logical, mechanical, and social focus that will change over Barcelona into a main stage for development and the data economy at an international level. With this project, Barcelona is changing a modern place which was the city's fundamental monetary engine for over 100 years. Presently, there are numerous inventive structures happening nearby this district, and the media TIC is one of them. This design was by the firm Cloud9 and coordinated by the Spanish modeler Enrique Ruiz Gelli. The media TIC is set in the new science and innovation region of Barcelona. It's said to be a data and correspondence innovation center point intended to hatch, create, show, and welcome new thoughts and improvements in ICT. It houses both office spaces for ICT organizations and display space open to the overall population. With these two components, together it makes the situation of communication between innovation, masterminds, creators, and clients. It is a position of interrelation amongst organizations, and amongst them the national. The subject of this building is the way engineering makes its new adjust with computerized utilization of vitality. When I had my first experience with the building, it was a subtle approach from the backside walking to the front. Walking along the street Carrer de Roc Boronat, you see the back facade. The flowing of the braces attached to the rows like holders. I thought the lines created from these branch-like pieces were straight, but the longer I analyzed the appearance, it turned out to be curving. They had a fluidity movement to them, nothing jumping out besides the neon green color that popped at you. The black sleekness of the panels made that fluorescent green seem like a green wall of ivy climbing down. As I continued down, getting ready to turn the corner, I passed by the glass window. Peering inside, I saw the ground floor lobby that had big screens which were playing bright advertisements. Once I made the turn, I noticed the southeast facade right away. Not as simple as behind the building, this wall had the cushion panels that looked like balloons. It had a nice design of these cushions running down. It wasn't straight up and down, but an organic pattern that had the random concave and convex of the triangles. I appreciated that though because even though its form was a cube, it wasn't a flat cube. The southeast facade was my favorite. I enjoyed that it looked as if a toddler had come and pushed into it, making indentions. The southwest facade was maybe not the most interesting, but definitely still unique. Continuing down the street to the end of the cushion panel wall is when you see in between the media TIC and the building next to it. Upon reading about this building, it seems the side would be the sunscreen side since the transparency is a smeared white use of material ETFE. With the whole building on site, it doesn't seem it relates to any of the others around it. This district has many other innovative architectural buildings, but their facades run all the way around, top to bottom. The media TIC has 4 different facades with a variety of design on each. Even across the other corners, it's a housing complex that has nothing in relation, but it's a sustainable quality. My thoughts had changed once I was standing in front of it and not looking at it two-dimensionally on paper, because being able to experience it three-dimensionally, you get a full feeling of how the design came about. This building is performative architecture, which means that it's not just pleasing to the eye, but every single corner and part has a function. The structure itself performs different functions. A portion of the performative components are situated in 2 of the 4 veneers, which are made of the eco-proficient material ethylene tetrafluoroethylene. It is a non-sticky material which keeps it from getting grimy and requiring cleaning support consistently. It additionally does not lose its attributes of flexibility, straightforward, and hardness with the time passing. The ETFE skin is organized as inflatables that have 3 air chambers. These pads are situated south to act as a variable sunscreen, opening in winter to increase sun-oriented vitality, and shutting in summer to shade the users inside. This enhances the warm protection as well as permits the formation of shade through a pneumatic framework. The wall on the southeast facade, confronting Carrera de Sancho de Avila, retains 6 hours of daylight a day. The ETFE cladding surface on the side shows up a mosaic of curved and arched triangles. a plan that is said to delineate the conversion of particles or components to make important data, while likewise speaking to the procedure of advancement development. At that point on the southwest facade channels sun-based radiation through a screen of vertical padded boards containing nitrogen advertisement oil, which goes about as a cloud sunscreen. The nitrogen is presented in the pads that, by expanding its particles, create more noteworthy obscurity, subsequently ensuring clients. The basic plan holds fast to a fitting appearance for the computerized media focus. It looks as if there seems to be no gravity, no mass, and not structural. Rather, its quintessence is a network. It has bonds, it is in footing with strings. Both veneers and workplaces have been furnished with numerous temperature sensors that gather outside data. A sum of around 300 sensors are utilized to peruse the outside environment and the requests of climatic control to modify the needs of the establishment. Not all structures like the media TIC expend gigantic measures of vitality. However, the media TIC was intended to be an awesome generator, which therefore improves vitality. Now, high-tech architecture actually started back in modernism. Cutting-edge engineering, which created inside modernism in the late 1960s, casted one eye at the natural representation of plan, yet just when it was basically justified. It remained completely committed to the utilitarian and financial objectives of advancement, which don't regularly have a place for tasteful concerns. As read in Jenks' High-Tech Slides to Organic Tech article, he explains how the Pompidou Center no longer held the structure inside and hidden, but exposed the exoskeleton to the exterior. The Pompidou Center in Paris is a perfect example in comparison to the media TIC in regards to high-tech design. Designed by Richard Rogers and Lorenzo Piano in 1971, it is a utilitarian bundling of product house space and a festival of techno-coherent frameworks aside from in one way. Human-like elbows or gerberettes, which hold up the outside exoskeleton. These decrease from the primary segments to the outside hands, which thusly clutch the more slender segments and cross props. Donut steel fit as a fiddle of decreasing bone and joint. They are right around an impeccable auxiliary chart of the powers inside. The beams and connections holding this building upright. And just as stated before, the stretched out rods meeting in the center of the row's connection act as arms grasping each other. Even at the ground level, you don't see the beams and columns encased in material, but rather exposed to the eye. Another building designed by Lorenzo Piano that has the high-tech characteristics throughout its structure is the Kanzi International Airport Terminal in Osaka Bay, Japan. From the air, it is a long, low, silver, lightweight flyer with a wingspan of 1 mile and a head that tunnels under its wing. He keeps a guarantee to specialized expressionism in the steel rooftop and white steel trusses. The skin and bones of this undulating, lightweight flyer. In any case, what is new is the new natural bends of the mammoth rooftop. These, as calatrava bends, spring from bone-like triangular struts, and the inside shows again the bones. In comparison to this one, the media TIC has its structure exposed, therefore you're able to see into the building. On every level there is glass, and even when at ground level you can glance in and see everything. From across the street, the connections and the tension is clearly defined. This building holds no secrets from the public eye. The beams make no connections that go unnoticed. The panels, even of cushions, show the different layers underneath. The context of this building is celebrated and made aware to our vision. In conclusion, it seems as though the transition to the digital age has come from even before now. It started in the middle of modernism and has still come and shown in many different examples. The media TIC is of high-tech architecture. It uses the technology of today, yet holds inspiration of the past. It's even nicknamed Las Pradera Digitala after one of Antonio Gaudi's buildings. In its organic-like structure, the digital information coming from technology has made it possible for it to stand today.